Mike's Daily Podcast.
This is a show called Mike's Daily Podcast. I am your host, Mike Matthews. Welcome to episode 1599. 1599. We're almost at 1600. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? There we go. I love it when I walk into Café Anyway and things are working so perfectly after a long, wonderful weekend.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Usually I scribble out a bunch of notes beforehand so I know where I'm going to go. Yeah, believe it or not.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But today I'm going to just tell you things that happened to me on this weekend. And this is something I hope you enjoy, my meek friend, and that is I went and saw a hockey game. It was a lot of fun, and yay, I can't complain. There we go.
Mike's Daily Podcast,
because it was so much fun.
Busted eardrums.
Thank you. Yeah, I went to see the Barracuda. They play for
Mike's
the Sharks.
Daily
They're like their farm team.
Podcast.
Like you play for them.
Yeah.
And they check you out, and if you're doing good, they bring you up to the Sharks. Kind of like cattle. If you're a good cow, we bring you up to the majors. So I watched a game. It was free to see. There was delicious lunch involved. There was coworkers. There was beer involved. Yes. Oh, look, it just walked in. Delicious beer.
Beer.
Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How you doing?
It's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what.
What?
Benita brought her horse, Nilly.
Hey, Nilly. Whoa, Nilly. Hey, so yeah, there was a barbecue from Armadillo Tom's or whatever that is in San Jose. Because we were down in San Jose at the SAP Center, or the SAP Center. SAP! It's a big sap! Look out for the sap! Look who else walked in.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer. Awesome right now. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Yes. So, Brewmaster, we had delicious beer at this thing.
Beer.
I had this beer called Chum. Hello, Chum. How are you doing, Chum?
And here's today's podcast picture.
No. It's like the stuff you give the sharks eat. And I enjoyed it. It was a red ale. It was so good. I had two in, and I was happy for the game. Oh, and then my friend Marco, who we've done this segment with him before.
The Marco Minute.
He invites me up to the rafters of the SAP Center, which I have never been. In fact, the last time I think I told you was Sarah McLachlan that I saw a show. Their Chappaquiddick came out there this weekend. And, so we got a little sidetracked here.
The message is perfectly simple.
The meaning is clear.
Don't ever stray too far. And don't disappear. No, don't disappear. Ever had the feeling?
So on Facebook yesterday, I posted a picture of Trevor Horn. I didn't even say who it was, but Trevor Horn, who sings, I heard you on the wireless back in 62. Video killed the radio star. That guy who sings on that song, and then he was also in the Yes for one album. And he produced some of the biggest songs of the 80s. I will relax, don't do it when you want to come to it, relax. And then all the Buffalo girls that go around, go do something around. Eminem name checked it, sang it. Oh, what's that? That one I don't remember. Buffalo Girls is the name of the song. And then he also produced ABC, who we just heard from. He produced a bunch of their stuff. He is in the video for ABC's song, The Look of Love. That's the look. That's the look. The look of love. The look of love. He's in the very end, and I posted a picture of him on Facebook, and I got the most responses I've ever gotten on a Facebook post ever, because I don't have a baby. I'm not a cute girl. I'm just an old white guy, and nobody cares about anything I post on Facebook. So, and I don't get political on Facebook. So I post this thing with Trevor Horn, and people go, really? Well, and I got the most responses ever. And you can also see it on the Facebook page for Mike's Daily Podcast. It's facebook.com/Mike's Daily Podcast. So that was what happened Saturday. And then, but Saturday was a jam-packed day, because not only did I get to see a great hockey game, Barracuda won. Good job, Barracuda. That's right. Yes, you can probably want to sing that song, because it goes a little like that. So, great guitar lick from Hart. And I wonder if Nancy actually played that guitar lick. Probably. She's an adept guitar player, Nancy Wilson. So, I saw the game from high up in the rafters. That was fun. And free food. You couldn't ask for more. I took BART down to Warm Springs. I had never been all the way to the Warm Springs station. And Warm Springs is a fascinating... It's probably the newest BART station. It is the newest BART station. It is pretty neat. It's wide open. But you've got this big roof above you. The sides are very open and airy, and it allows you to see Mission Peak very well in the Fremont area. And then as you walk out, you go underneath this big round sort of thing that is covered in solar panels. And there's a sign that I won't be able to find at the moment. I took a picture of it. It is of... Oh, by the way, the podcast picture is of someone else who just walked in to Café Anyway. Look who it is. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floor Man. Yeah, it's very difficult to clean the floor at Warm Springs, because there's a lot of area, because I'm Floyd the Floor Man to clean. That's right. I would not want to... It's a big station. And there's a sign that says that they... Oh, and I went to Benicia yesterday. But I've told you about Benicia so many times. However, Basil got to play with a drone, or bark at it. And the young hipster guy who was flying it, he was filming him. And I go, hey, is this going to be on a YouTube channel? And he goes, what, huh? No, I'm too shy. I don't put stuff up on YouTube. And then I was talking to his girlfriend, and she said, yeah, I don't know anything about Facebook or anything online. I don't go online. I don't know anything. I'm not tech savvy at all. I bake. And she's opening a bakery in Benicia. This show is about me talking to people, basically, is what today's show is. Today's BART experience brought to you by the sun. That's what it says at Warm Springs with all the solar panels. Solar panels power the station. It says the energy generated is equivalent to the amount needed to power 100 homes. BART is committed to renewable energy sources and building a sustainable future. So and it has this sign as you're looking out from the station, because you're elevated up, I think, 3 stories, and you see all the solar panels going on. So that is what happened on Saturday. No, it's not all that happened on Saturday, because I still had time to walk Basil the Boxer. So I go up to Fairmont Ridge, where I'm going to be going with one of the W2 girls up to that I was talking about on Friday. She has a cat that she walks on a leash, and I don't have a cat sound effect. Darn it. I'll get one. Give me a second. And so we're gonna walk there sometime soon. I'll tell you about that, how that goes with the cat. That should be interesting. The Fairmont Ridge, however, had, as we're walking along, and by now I know several... Here's a cat sound effect for you. You're welcome. Long time to wait. But as we're walking at Fairmont Ridge, Basil the Boxer and I, there is this guy. He's Russian. Not to point out, that he's Russian or anything, but he's definitely got a very thick accent.
I say it's better to get along with Russia than not.
Very thick. He's a young man with a little earbuds in his ears. And the dog is running around, and I go, hey, that's a beautiful husky. And he goes, yes, he's only 11 months old. I go, oh, that's very cool. And the dog's running around. Then all of a sudden, the dog is attacking a cow. It's going after a cow. I said, it's having a cow. And these cows that are grazing on this land, the whole situation is East Bay Regional Park District allows these cows to graze on this land in throughout the Bay Area. And you have to your dog cannot harass these cows. These cows are basically someone else's pets, if you will. They're property of someone else. So you letting your dog attack a cow is like you letting your dog attack another dog. There are going to be repercussions. There's ramifications. And this guy was acting like it was not his responsibility. His dog is running around. This guy is looking at his iPod or whatever they call him now, his smartphone, playing with his earbuds, not even paying attention. And there's all these dog owners holding their dogs and freaking out because the cow that this dog is chasing is running right towards people, is stampeding towards people. And this guy doesn't even care. And I basically don't ever raise my voice to anyone. I go to this guy, and this young punk with his stupid earbuds in, and I go, look, this is a hazard. You're causing this cow. First off, your dog's attacking someone else's property. And this cow can now hurt someone. And he's like, well, this is actually what he said. I talked to a lawyer, and he said these cows should not be here. And that he had some excuse about what a lawyer said. I'm like, well, who's your lawyer? Putin? What the hell? A Russian bot? What the hell? And he just was trying to. And so then someone else that I often see at the dog park, he chimed in. He goes, look, I've warned you before. So apparently this idiot's done this before. You got to have your dog on a leash and control your dog. First off, there's a rule when you walk into any of the parks in the East Bay Regional Park District and you have your dog off leash, the dog has to be able, you have to be able to voice command your dog. And this guy obviously can't, and he doesn't care, and there's something off about him. And I'm really going to report him to the Popo. Trevor Horn is in a ABC video because he produced ABC songs. ABC sang songs. That's all I got today. That, and I'm still bummed out about the whole Sinclair thing. They forced anchors. Okay, news anchors, local news anchors, they have to play it down the middle because their whole thing is, I am part of the community. I am reporting to you the important things you need to know. That's always been their modus operandi. And to have this company tell them, no, you have to say this, that, what was the whole stupid thing? I played it last week. That they are being forced to say these things, and that's crazy.
The fact that it was Sinclair looking at us was also not a surprise.
Good news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming.
People really started noticing what's in.
Yeah, so people are really noticing because, okay, so Sinclair is trying to say that everything else is fake news and that what they're saying is the truth. And so they forced their anchors to read this pre-written statement that lasted, it's a long piece of copy.
You are fake news.
Fake news. Fake news.
So yeah, Sinclair is totally keeping and that includes in Seattle, Como, a very popular local news outlet is owned by Sinclair, and they forced their anchors there in Seattle, a very liberal town, to say this copy. Now, in radio, we often are, handed, well, throughout my entire career in radio, there's been these things called promos that you read, like, hey, join us, we're going to be down at the fairgrounds, and we're going to have a booth and give out prizes and t-shirts and whatnot. Come see the great concert tonight with Tim McGraw, Brad Paisley. We have to read these things on radio. But the program director would always say, I want you to put some of you into this. Don't read it verbatim. Kind of mention this, but they had to read verbatim exactly this crazy, very conservative leaning statement. And when they're trying to play it down the middle the whole time in their profession, it is sickening. I just wanted to bring that up again. And that I'm so happy. If you're into podcasts, there's a lot of great podcasts to listen to, including the Friday edition of the Daily from the New York Times. Really went in depth and talked to someone who, and I played a little bit of it on Friday. Sydney Ember is the New York Times business reporter who's covering print and digital media. She talks about how Sinclair over the years has bought up all these television stations, and now with the regulations going away, they can buy Tribune, and Tribune includes KTLA in Los Angeles. So they're going to own KTLA, and they're going to have their stupid, what's that guy, Mark Hyman or Michael Hyman? He's very conservative leaning, and they do this terrorist report thing, and just it's all scare tactics and just to get you to watch and fear mongering. So Aaron Weiss, who used to be a news director in Sioux City, Iowa, he was at a television station there, and Sinclair bought his TV station, and he's been in TV for a long time. His family, his parents were anchors. So it's just so sad that he was lamenting, oh my gosh, to watch the people that I know have to read this copy.
I've worked with, but have seen on the air for years, and to some of their credits, they gave that video all the sincerity of a proof of life hostage video.
Meaning they looked uncomfortable.
Oh, they were clearly uncomfortable by what they were being expected to do and say. I don't think certainly not many of them, truly believed what they were reading, but they had no choice.
It sounds from what you're saying that you are sympathetic to what
Michael Barbaro, who hosts The Daily, he loves to restate what people just said. So what you're saying is you're thinking those people looked uncomfortable. And then sometimes the guest that Michael Barbaro has goes, yeah, that's exactly what I just said. Why are you... So, but he's basically, Michael Barbaro's like a lawyer, and just, So what you're saying to the court is that, in fact, you did steal the lollipop from the candy store. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. But it's not my fault. So, oh, dang, that would have been great if I could have found that. Oh, here it is.
Well, it's not my fault.
Thank you. As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, a show that is zany, quirky, off the wall, as adjectives given to me by one of the W2s. Thank you. And thank you for listening to the show at Café Anyway. Anyway. It's been fun. Next show, it's going to be Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Have a terrific day.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!